Hello, Lloyd Shaw here again for VibraTrain, about to show you the 5th pose in the Vibra-Train Safety Program. We've shown you the mini plank. I'm now about to show you how to do the full plank. Again, I'm going to be using the VibraTrain safety mats, which is going to allow the person to hold position tight for an entire minute without slipping. Small mat goes much further away from the machine than you would think. It's the entire length of the person's height. In this one, I get the person to kneel on the ground just in front of the mat. Place an elbow there and an elbow there in these little edges. Putting your hands together nice and tight. Putting your head down the gap. So you'll recognise this position here. It's exactly the same as the mini plank. Keeping your hands tight, keeping the head down. You want the person to shimmy back a little bit further with the legs. Plant the toe into the rubber there, tell them not to move. When I turn the machine on, it's going to take 8 seconds to flash up. That gives me 8 seconds to get the person into the perfect position. I'm going to grab their heels. I'm going to ask them to lift their knees off the ground and lock their body like a plank. Tell them to get their pelvis a little bit lower if they start to stick it up. So what you're looking for here is hands nice and tight. A straight line between the shoulders and the heels. No sticking up at the core. And keeping the head down. So, the only real pressure she's applying to her body is her hands. The core is basically relaxed. You're never deliberately trying to contract the abdominal region. We're trying to destabilize her through a hydraulic action at the elbows, causing her to re-stabilize at the core. And quite often the person needs to concentrate on 2 things in this pose: hands being tight and heels being back. You don't want the heels to start to ride forward, because that will change the angle here. You want the elbows to stay back. Three, 2, 1, slowly drop down to the ground. The last pose I showed you was the mini plank. I told you that the person's arm must be on a slope. I'm going to explain this to you now. Grab your hands nice and tight. Quite often you'll see in vibration training people having a square angle here on the machine. Basically what's happening is the person is being whacked that way. This is not what you're trying to get in vibration training. Vibration training is trying to destabilize and create a hydraulic action on the abdominal region. So, by creating an angle here, the machine coming up underneath the elbows, you are creating that nice hydraulic action. And you can see hardly any movement's been done in the head, as opposed to that, which you do not want. One of the biggest mistakes I see in vibration training, because it's done in the gymnasium. So people think you take a pose from the gymnasium and you automatically put it in vibration training platforms. That is not correct.